Feeling burned out? Here's the real reason and what finally fixed it for me. For me, feeling burned out didn't really show up as just I'm tired. It showed up as frustration. I was working like crazy, but it felt like I was still kind of just standing still. And what's made it worse, I didn't have any real reason to complain. 3 businesses, growing a personal brand, and people around me saying, dang, you've really got this going on. But inside, I was feeling stuck and like I was just surviving my own success. Let me take you into a moment that really hit me. It was 8:30 at night, sitting on the couch with my wife, and I'm still working on a project that I felt like I really had to finish up. It had already been in a tremendously long day, getting up at 5 something in the morning, answering a few emails before getting into my exercise, working all day long, coming home, spending a little bit of time for dinner, getting back into work, and continuing on till about 8:30, 9 o'clock that night. I felt like I was doing it, like I needed to get these things done, but I was addicted to the progress, even if it wasn't effectively moving the ball forward. During the same time, I was training a little too hard. I was trying to push through physically as well as mentally, and I started to get injured. I saw illnesses start to creep up that I'd never had before. For me, it wasn't missing workouts, but it was going into a workout not fully recovered, not fully prepared, and pushing beyond what my body actually could recover from. My sleep wasn't great, my nutrition was off, and I was allowing myself to do things that probably weren't best for my overall health. This hustle wasn't giving me the freedom that I desired, it was actually taking from me. And here's the dangerous belief that I had stuck in my head. This is simply what it takes. That's because every time I felt overwhelmed, I thought to myself, just push harder, just outwork it, don't complain, keep going. This is what it takes. I started to realize something was off. The more I hustled, the worse I felt. Not just physically, but mentally as well. One of the worst situations is I stopped being able to problem solve at a high level. I wasn't leading, I was just surviving. There was 2 things that helped me crack this belief. The first was going back and rereading Dan Martell's book, Buy Back Your Time. The second was a conversation with my coach. We walked through everything that I was doing, and I will never forget what he asked me next. You say that you're out of time, but are you making the money that you want to be making? I paused. Well, no. Then he said, you're misallocating the time that you have. You're working hard, but not aligned. We're misusing the resource of time. That's when I took what I learned and built my 3-step framework that I'm still using to this day. It's simple, but it will change the game if you do it honestly, like I had to. Step 1 is to measure. For 14 days, I tracked every dollar and every minute of time with no exceptions. Where was my time actually going? Who was I meeting with? What projects was I working on? What activity was I doing? Where's every minute, every hour of every day going, honestly? And I started here because when it comes to business, I always come back to the simple thing: you cannot manage what you do not measure. It's no different with our time. Most of us, including myself, tend to think we know where our time goes. Until we properly measure it, we don't actually know, it's just a gut feeling. Step 2 is to clarify. So that's when I ask myself, what am I actually building? Not the version that fits into a simple pitch deck or something else like that, but what does success actually look like for me right now? This actually kind of forced me to admit, I don't need 5 different businesses that I'm working on. I needed 2 that runs really well, and 1 personal brand, potentially, that can help align them together. I had to stop treating every new idea as an obligation. Once I had the clarity, I could move on to step 3, which was alignment. This is where it came to prioritization. So I looked at every task that I thought I had to do on my list, and I put them into 4 buckets: A's, B's, C's, and D's. A's are the things that make us money. B's are the things that lead to us making money. C's are the things that cost us money if they're not done. And D's are the things that neither make us money nor cost us money. So guess what I found? I had more D tasks on my plate than I first thought I did. So I started to cut them or delegate them where I could. And I did this right away. So here's a few things that I changed as a result of this audit. I shut down my new business acquisition outreach. I streamlined my calendar. Heck, I even handed it off to my team member. I empowered more of my team to take on some of the responsibilities that I felt I needed to do. And I gave myself one very simple rule. If it's something that does not move my mission forward or move me closer to my goal, then it needs to be off my plate. Throughout this process, it forced me to do something else. I also had to start creating training systems for the team, recording how I did things so I could effectively hand them off. This allowed me not to have to train every team member one-to-one every single time. The difference wasn't just the time that I got back, but it was actually mental clarity. I could finally think again. So since making the shift, here's what's improved. My energy. I show up back to my workouts feeling recovered and rejuvenated, ready to hit it hard again. My family time. I'm actually a bit more present in spending time with them, doing fun things on the weekend rather than feeling like I always have to work. My money. Surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, as this clarity freed up, the money is beginning to follow. And my creativity. I'm back to creating again, writing, talking, discussing, and looking for creative solutions to different bottlenecks and problems within the business. But I want to be very clear. I'm still in this process. Alignment isn't something that you just do once. It's something that's built daily with habits and consistency. So to the version of me from a year ago who's running on fumes, I'd say this. You don't need another side hustle hack. You need to create space to think. You're likely a heck of a lot smarter than you give yourself credit for, but you're too close to the chaos to be able to make any effective decisions. Step back, breathe, and align with the focus that you want to move forward towards. So if this resonates with you, here's what I want you to try this week. Block 1 hour in your schedule. This is a non-negotiable time that you must be accountable to. Then I want you to audit your time and your money. Where is everything going in your life? Take a minute to clarify your goals. What ultimately are you solving for in your life? Make a list of everything that you're doing and put it into the buckets of A's, B's, C's, and D's. Drop or delegate the D's and focus more on the A's and the B's. Burnout is real, and it's not always about working too hard. Sometimes it's about being misaligned and building in the wrong direction. If this helped you, drop a comment and let me know what you're cutting. If you want more systems, stories, and frameworks from someone who's walking this journey every day and not preaching from the side, make sure you subscribe. My goal is to share everything in real time.